Howdy again, everybody. Jack here.
And Nicole, hi.
And we did a little getaway adventure to, where did we go? Nicole, you tell them. Where did we go?
We went to Florida.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, Tallahassee, Florida.
Now, you know, everybody always thinks, oh, you didn't go to Miami, you didn't go to the beach. We went inland to Tallahassee because it's not far from Alabama.
Yes.
And we got a behind-the-scenes tour of
The Tallahassee Museum.
Yeah, and this is not like a museum in the traditional sense. I mean, first of all, we're here under this canopy of beautiful trees with hanging moss. It's deep in the forest. And the director of the museum, who's become somewhat of a friend of mine, Russell Dawes, just call him Russ, took us on a behind-the-scenes tour.
Yes,
and
pretty neat.
It was, and we're going to share with you some pictures and video of what all we saw. I'll let Nicole kind of get started with this.
Okay.
Some of the things we saw.
So there's quite a lot. We started in the wildlife section, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
We saw some birds, birds of prey, eagles, vultures, owls. I say owls, you say owls.
Well, I say owls. Yeah, I say owls.
Okay.
And we walked along a boardwalk to get to a lot of the animals.
Yes,
and such. Yeah.
yes. We saw a fox.
Oh, we saw. It's the red wolf. Remember they told us.
Well, there's a red wolf that we didn't see the red wolf though because
no, we can't tell why we couldn't see it.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
it's a secret. but red wolves are native to the southeast. I didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
But we also, I thought it was cool. We saw a bear.
Oh yes. We saw a bear, and when it was cold, it did not hibernate. There's a word that he used that I can't remember. Is it to totter or something?
Something like that.
Yes, it dug a hole in its kind of like deep enough for the whole bear to put his whole body in the hole and stay there for 2 months.
2 months. He slept for 2 months, which is your dream, to sleep for 2 months. Well, you like to sleep.
I like to sleep.
Yes, she likes to sleep. Okay, all right, fine. Nicole would not hibernate for 2 months. But
I would not hibernate
anyway,
for 2 months.
But aside from that, though, I was still fascinated by that boardwalk, winding through the trees and the water, because this museum is located on the banks of Lake Bradford. And then we saw gators.
Yes, there were gators.
Yeah, gators were there, and I did not shoot any video or pictures of snakes, though, because I'm terrified of snakes.
I'm also not very fond of snakes.
Yeah. But you looked at the snakes.
I looked at the snakes.
I didn't look at the snakes. And then I thought one of the coolest parts was getting this behind-the-scenes look. We got to go in that room where the volunteers were making meals for the animals.
Oh, yeah. And like there's a whole menu of what the animals get to eat, and then some are on medication, and it was cool to see how they kind of hide the medication in the animals' food.
Yeah, they did that. And then they had like these big old bars of meat, it's special meat.
Yeah.
For wild animals.
Yes, there's what is the name of that animal we saw? The carnivore, the panther.
The panther. We saw a panther. Yeah. And he was up in a tree. One of them was up in a tree. We saw that. And then, the baby beaver.
Oh, I think that's the baby beaver stole the show. He was 8 weeks old.
Yeah, and weighs 5 pounds. And she said he'll get as big as 60 pounds. And again, we got to see that little baby beaver behind the scenes in the little cage. So super cool. So there were lots of animals.
There were lots of animals. And one thing that I didn't know is when they bring in new animals from other places, they kind of stay in quarantine. There was a fox that was in quarantine. Remember the small one? It usually depends. No one knows. I don't know how long each animal takes to quarantine, but before they join the rest, I guess, they have to stay in a small area for quarantine first.
Yeah, that was super cool. Yeah. And then we got to see, in addition to all the animals, they then have a farm area.
Oh, yeah.
that is, it's got buildings from the 1800s.
Yes.
And you got these farm animals there. And then we went in, remember we went in that house that had the separate kitchen from the 1800s?
Yes. And you know, that's also how our traditional homes look like back home.
In Kenya.
So yeah, you don't put, the kitchen is not together with the main house. The kitchen is separate because sometimes it can burn or whatever. And also the heat.
Right.
Also because, you know, we have grass thatched
roofs.
Yeah. So we kind of like separate them. So that was kind of almost similar to a traditional home.
Well, that is because he said that's the way it all used to be for years and years in the U.S. So, well, I did not know that we had a similarity there in those designs. Now, and then they had the church, the old historic church that was moved here from the 1850s. And he tells the story, an enslaved gentleman by the name of Page, I believe it was, was the minister there, and was held services and preached to the enslaved people in that church, and that's on the property.
That's on the property. Yes.
And then what was that? Also, they had a plantation home.
Yes, I can't remember the niece of the great grand.
George
Washington.
Yes,
who was married to the great grandson of Napoleon.
Napoleon, Napoleon. Yeah, a lot of history there. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. I can't remember her name though.
No, I don't remember. But the house was really cool.
Yeah, the house was really cool.
Beautiful white home. Again, you're seeing pictures of all this stuff we're talking about. But I would say, though, the Tallahassee Museum was worth the drive down.
Oh, yes, it was definitely worth it.
It was. And even if you don't, we were privileged to get the behind-the-scenes tour, but even if you don't, it's a lot of fun. They've also got a cafe. Oh, we forgot to mention, because it was closed today, the zip lines through the trees.
They have. Oh, today it was the yearly inspection, so we were not able to, but we will definitely come back for zip lining.
Yes, they will do that. That's an additional fee if you want to do the zip lining. And they've got one, they have a kids course, then they have adult course, and then they have the non-afraid adult course.
Non-afraid adult.
Yeah, which I'm somewhere in between the two. I think the kids would be good for me.
Yeah, the kids would be good for
You're
you.
going to do the non-afraid.
Yeah, and speaking of kids, they have a preschool.
They have a preschool.
Which is very interesting. And it's a full day preschool from morning till 5 p.m. in the evening. And do people pay for that?
Some pay. There's also programs through the state of Florida where they don't have to pay. But the amazing part is you could send your kids. I mean, I don't know if they have a waiting list. They might. But how cool would that be if you're a little kid that your preschool is on the grounds of a museum facility?
Yep, that's cool.
It would be good. But all in all, Tallahassee is a delightful city to visit. A lot of people overlook it because you are looking at going to Disney World and Miami and the beaches. But this is a cool place. I'm glad we made the trip.
Me too.
And hopefully you enjoyed the trip with us and seeing all the sights and sounds of the Tallahassee Museum.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess we'll sign off now and head back. Yeah, what?
Before we go.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
Yes.
To our channel.
Thumbs up it.
Please like the videos.
Share.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
And make it a great day.
Better yet, a better tomorrow.
Bye now from Tallahassee.
Bye.